almost killed me that night in front of my mom and in front of his 2 children. He got arrested and he was charged with domestic violence and cruelty to children. When I went to grab my phone to call 911, he took the phone and shattered the phone. I rushed over to grab my daughter's iPad. He grabbed her iPad and shattered that as well. This man threw me across the room and I passed out. Hey family, I'm getting ready to go out and I had this thought in my head that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So I wanted to just sit and do a quick little chit chat with you guys, especially as it relates to the whole narcissism and me being stalked and things like that. And this is a very sensitive topic for me. And this is the reason why I didn't make it a part of my content for the longest time. And I would touch on it here and there once in a while just to, let you guys know what's going on. But it was never really drama sells, okay? If we're being honest, drama sells. So if you really, really want to do things and I guess build a following or a community off of drama, you can do that and it's going to do well. But that's not my personality. That has never been my personality. That's not what I build my platform on. And that's one of the reasons why I truly believe I have longevity in this. So even when I had a lot of controversy, a lot of drama happen, I try to ignore it. Went back to my regular content, and you'll see that YouTube is a little different now. If we're being honest, YouTube has become a lot different than it was before. Views are not the same like they used to be before. And it's not just one content creator, it's a lot of content creators. If you look at the following versus subscribers, the math does not math. And that again is not because of one specific creator. It's because of everybody, right? Everybody's affected by this. Go to your favorite content creator, your biggest content creator. Look at their following ratio versus their view ratio. It's not the same anymore. And one of the biggest reasons for that is because there's a lot of competition now. So you have TikTok, especially. TikTok is the biggest competitor when it comes to YouTube because TikTok is faster, it's quicker, you can just flip through videos every few seconds, and also it's easier to go viral on TikTok than it is to go on YouTube. It's easier to gain a quick big following on TikTok because of how easy it is to go viral versus YouTube. I feel like YouTube is the leveling playing field for everybody. I don't know if I said that right, but YouTube will humble you. Basically, YouTube will humble you. So you'll find that a lot of your creators on every platform, a lot of them want to make it into YouTube somehow. And I still to this day believe that views, not brand deals, right? Views pay more on YouTube than any other platforms. I have a lot of successful platforms. I have a following of over 40 or 50,000 on Instagram. I have 200 and something on TikTok. Facebook is my smallest with about 26,000. But I just say that to say I have a pretty good following on almost every platform. And I can honestly tell you that YouTube still pays better in my experience, I should say that. However, views are different, so that's affecting everybody, right? So with that said, a lot of creators have gone to drama-filled content, or you just have to do something very elaborate, very crazy to get that spike or get that viral moment. And the hard part about that is you can only do it for so long. Most people can only do 1 or 2 videos and then they're back to square one. Again, if you want longevity, if you want a cult-like following, like they like to call it here on YouTube, you have to be honest, you have to be simple, you have to be yourself, you have to be authentic, you have to be all of these things to have this following that follows you through your journey from start till end. And if I can say so myself, I think that's what I've built here. So regardless of me, if I'm not going viral every week, again, I'm not doing anything crazy. And the second thing my channel is known for is hair videos, natural hair videos. And if we're being honest, when was the last time I really filmed a hair video? It's been a while. Whereas I used to film hair videos every single day. That is where I grew my following from. Again, how many times have I said that? If I'm being completely transparent with you guys, one of the reasons I stopped or at least slowed down on hair content, it's not because my hair is not growing. It's not because it's not flourishing. It is because I got a little bit disappointed, or I had a huge setback with all the drama that happened. And unfortunately for me, that was the biggest stressor of my life, believe it or not, because it didn't just happen in a short amount of time. It continues to happen. It's been 3 years, going on 4 years. By 2026, which is like 3 months away, 3-4 months away, we're going to be in the 4th year of this drama. And it has really taken a toll on my stress level. And if you know my old hair videos, my hair was thick. It was flourishing. It was growing. I was doing all the hair things over and over and over. And I just stopped. And that's the thing that some of these situations can do to you. If you're not careful, you become consumed by it and you stop taking care of yourself. And this is why I did a video on my narcissism channel talking about how different people look when they're in a relationship with a narcissist versus when they get out of that relationship. Because the stress, the gaslighting, the bullying, all of that can take a toll on not just your mental health, but your physical health, and also the way you show up for yourself, because now you're consumed by something completely different. You're in fight or flight. So it can kind of take a toll on that. And unfortunately, if I'm being honest, that happened to me a lot. When I saw my hair falling out, when I would comb my hair and it would come out in big clumps, and even just looking at my hair the wrong way, it will fall out. It made me feel really bad, okay? It made me feel really, really bad, and it made me not want to look at my hair. Crazy as that sound, it made me kind of insecure when it came to my hair. So it took a lot of self-reflection. It took a lot of acceptance to say, hey, you just like we can't be young forever, right? Nobody can be young forever. Everybody's gonna age. That's inevitable. I had to take that same approach with myself and my hair. As far as my physical appearance, I had to just sit down and really talk to myself, pray about it, and tell myself, hey, this is part of change. If you're affected by certain things, it's going to have its lasting effect on your body. So you can choose to stress about it and further ruin the thing that you're already afraid of ruining, or you can just let it go, accept yourself how you are now, and try to improve it. So that's what I've been doing over the last I want to say year or so. And I just shared with you guys recently here that although the cyberbullying stopped in you guys' eyes because you're not seeing the videos anymore that the narcissist was posting on a daily basis, sometimes 20 times a day, although that has slowed down or stopped, it moved on to legal abuse, which is suing for frivolous things, suing for the most ridiculous things, and just dragging my name through the court system, just doing the craziest things, okay? I have not been convicted of anything, even though there was a video posted out there, or that he posted. He AI'd the whole thing, recorded the whole court hearing, made it sound in his favor. He had me, he did I don't know how long this dude spent creating this video, but I can tell you, from someone who I lived with, who I know, who doesn't know anything about social media, it took him a lot of time, okay? It took him a lot of time. And if you're spending that much time on someone that you're not even 100 miles close to, that's obsession. That's a level of obsession that, till this day, I cannot explain. So created that video, and then on the thumbnail, he literally AI'd me into like a jail uniform, a prison uniform, and I'm sitting behind bars, God forbid. He had me, it was the weirdest video. It was the weirdest video. When my mom saw that, she called me crying, because what happens is a lot of this stuff I try to keep from my mom because she's older. You guys know that my mom lives with me. I retired my mom and she lives with me, and she just does her little, she's around the house playing with her granddaughter. Sometimes she goes see her other grandkids and visit her other kids and stuff like that. That's literally all I've ever wanted from my mom. And the only stressor in my mom's life too is this individual. And so a lot of those videos were posted so much that my mom started to consume it against our judgment or against our advice. she started to consume it because it was just out there. It was everywhere. So, but she would hide it. And my mom has health problems too. And without going into her personal business, my mom was admitted like 3 different times during the time that all of this was happening due to stress. And her blood pressure would spike and she would be admitted. One of the longest times she was admitted was for 2 weeks. She was in the hospital. So that affected her. That affected my daughter. My daughter, he was posting naked videos of my daughter. During the time we were together, I told you guys that he would start an argument, aggravate me to the worst. And then I would, again, me being naive, me not knowing all of this stuff, I would fall for it, and him and I will argue, and my daughter would be there. Until this day, I always tell people my daughter was the one who saved me, because at first I thought I could fight back, and I thought it was a fair fight between 2 adults. But then he started to involve my child. He would take videos. Excuse me, I'm getting a call. He would take videos like this would be on a regular day. Maybe in the morning, I'm trying to do mommy duty. I have no hair, no makeup, in a t-shirt, looking a hot mess, trying to take care of my daughter. And he would put the camera on, start a fight, set it up perfectly well, and then put the camera on. And now we're going at it. While my child, she was about 2 or 3 at this time, maybe 2 going on 3 at this time. She's in diapers, she's crawling around, and he'll film the whole thing. If I had to change her diaper during that argument, he'll film the whole thing. And all of those videos ended up on the internet. When I saw one of those videos with my innocent child in the most inappropriate way on the internet, that's when I lost it. That's when I decided enough is enough. And that is when I took all of my evidence to the courthouse. The bond order, the restraining order, the bond order, the multiple police report that I had tried to make. And by the way, sometimes the police does not help you, y'all. If you have a person who's a sweet talker, who's a charmer, they will charm their way out of any police situation every time. And his biggest line was, she's trying to destroy a successful black man because she's bitter. And when we lived in Atlanta, you have a lot of diverse police officers, but you have a lot of black male officers, so they can relate to that. And he knew that. I'm telling you, the mind of a narcissist is just something that needs to be studied. So anyway, he'll use that line and they'll fall for it. But the great thing is I filed multiple police reports just for the safety of myself and my daughter. We're talking about a big guy who's like over 6 foot. And at this time, I was maybe 95 pounds and had a 2-year-old who was 100% dependent on me. I was literally losing my mind, and everything was filmed and posted on the internet. But anyway, when I saw one of those videos with my innocent child in it, that's when I lost it. I lost it. And so I took all of my police report, the bond order that said he's not even supposed to live with me, because this was after the big domestic violence incident where he put his hands on me, almost killed me that night, in front of my mom and in front of his 2 children, which again, that's another story for another day. My mom, his 2 children, and my daughter. And the hotel that we were in ended up calling the cops, and he got arrested, and he was charged with domestic violence and cruelty to children. And he damaged my phone. When I went to grab my phone to call 911, he took the phone and shattered the phone. When I saw that the phone was shattered, I rushed over to grab my daughter's iPad. He grabbed her iPad and shattered that as well. And when his 2 kids had their iPads in their hands. So at this point, I'm panicking. I try to rush over to grab one of their iPads to try to call 911. That was the worst thing I ever did. This man threw me across the room and I passed out. Anyway, so there was a bond order that he was not allowed to enter my home. He was not allowed to come anywhere near me. he still came. A lot of you saw the video of him literally breaking down the doors to come in the house. Again, a story for another day. If you guys want to hear a lot more about this, I actually have a membership program, and I know that you guys don't like me really talking about, you know, that specific stuff. A lot of you don't like me talking about it on my main channel, which I understand. I have a whole different channel for narcissism. And this is the misconception, and I'm sorry if I'm all over the place. The misconception is one channel is not doing well, so she creates another channel. That's a misconception. If you truly go through my portfolio, I have over 4 YouTube channels. All of them are monetized. If I wanted to make money in that way, I can make a video for every single channel every single day. But my main channel, that's more than enough. That's all I need. That's literally, I'll try to, if I remember, list all my channels here. You'll see that some of them have over 50,000 followers. The other one has over 30-something thousand followers. They're all monetized, okay? So if that was the point, I could just use them and post 10,000 videos per day on every channel. My main goal for creating that specific channel was, number one, I didn't want to entangle all of this stuff on my main channel because, again, my channel is happy. It's about home decor, hair, and beauty and all of that, and I want to keep it that way. The only reason I'm talking about this stuff now is because, like I said, I'm so tired of it. I have been bullied, cyberbullied, bullied in person, harassed, all of these things for going on 3 years. This relationship ended 3 years ago. I fear for my life. This dude has found every single address that I've lived at, and my most recent address, which I call my dream home. And you guys know how happy I was when I found this home, because before this, because of this same toxic relationship, I moved around a lot, to the point where a lot of you guys were telling me, okay, you've moved too much. You need to stay put, okay? So me moving across the country to be in a whole different city and away from this person and saving every penny I have to buy my dream home, to live there, to take care of my child and my mom, I thought that's the best thing I could do. But apparently I was wrong. Like I said, this dude, since I left him, I've moved 3 different more times, and he has found my address every single time. And now my current home is where he continues to harass, stalk, bully me, but now he's using the court system. Because he know that legally he can't show up to my house, he can't show up physically or send somebody, so now he's using the court system to do it. So every week or every other week, there's a marshal, a state marshal, or a sheriff, or a private processor in front of my door trying to serve me court papers. He'll come up with the most bogus lawsuit, file it, bam. He knows my address, so they're over here. Some of them will videotape, some of them will take pictures of my home, my car parked outside. Like, it's really, really, really scary. The reason I decided to talk was not only to take my power back, but to also tell you guys that, again, your favorite celebrity, your favorite influencer, your favorite content creator, I know it's really, really easy to make life seem like it's so beautiful, it's spotless, it's this and that. But all of these people, myself included, we go through things. And if I'm gonna go through something so dramatic in front of you guys and then pretend like everything is fine and dandy, and one of the main reasons I was trying to keep it quiet, keep it on the down low, was because I thought he would just go away. We broke up, whatever money he owed me, whatever mistakes I made, whatever mistakes he made, we're broken up. We don't have any children together. We're not married. We don't have anything else together. We have business deals that he never held his end on. I decided to walk away. I let it go. But this dude has continued to stalk, bully, and harass me over and over and over for years. And it's so sick. It's so draining. All I'm trying to do is make ends meet so I can take care of my child and my family. All I'm trying to do is move on with my life, pick up where I left off. I messed up. I made some really stupid mistakes. I've accepted those mistakes and I just want to move on. But he won't let me. So it's come to the point where I'm even contemplating, should I sell my house and move yet again? And this thought breaks my heart because my daughter, if you know the story of how I had my daughter and how the pregnancy went, that's a story for another day, okay? Since I had my daughter, when I had her, she was about 9 months old, I bought my first home. One of the biggest accomplishments at that time. I wanted to have a family. I wanted to have a home for my child to grow up in, things I didn't have growing up. And so I bought that home, we moved in, we were getting settled, and then the whole drama started. That drama started when she had just turned 2 years old. I moved to Atlanta. Since then, I have moved so many times and my child is with me. I am her primary custodial parent. Every time I move, she has to move with me. My daughter has not been able to keep a friend or a neighbor for more than 1 year, except for when we moved here. This has bothered me. Every fear that I had bringing a child into this world, it has basically come to pass. I want my child to be in a stable home, loving parents, loving family, grow up, have things, have the little drawings on the wall where she's being measured, say that she grew up with this kid down the street. Those are things I didn't have because I grew up as a refugee and we moved a lot. Even coming to America, we moved a lot, which is one of the reasons when I got into real estate because that was my way of fulfilling my childhood dream of staying put, but also owning properties because again, I didn't have that growing up. So these are the plans and the lifestyle that I wanted to afford my children. And I've done it. In some parts, I've been able to, thank God, save up, not lavish my money, and just to be grounded. This is the first time all her life that she has lived in one house from 3 years old all the way to 6, going on 7 years old now. And it breaks my heart. It kills me to think that I might have to move away from this house. She's made friends. She's getting older. Her school is close by. She's comfortable. She knows the neighborhood. I don't know what to do, y'all. The fact that this person has refused to move on with their life. The fact that they have made it their life goal to just stalk me. It bothers me. And it really, really makes me believe that he's not well. He's not well. There is no way. And it really, really makes me believe that I should fear for my life. A lot of you were asking if I have security system. I do. I have security systems. I have cameras all over my house. I'm taking some repercussions behind the scenes to do what I need to do. I'm doing the best I can do in my ability. But the fact that this dude knows my address, it really, really, really bothers me. So I feel like I have to take drastic steps to be able to protect my privacy, to protect my family, and most importantly, to protect my child. She didn't ask for this. These were my mistakes. These were naive mistakes that I made that is haunting me. And unfortunately, it's trickling down to her as well. The stability that I wanted. A lot of people ask me, if you're a single mom with only one child, why would you purchase a big house? It was always my dream. It was always my dream to have my own home and to have a beautiful home. God has blessed me. Not only that, I've worked my butt off to be in the position I'm in. And I know what it's like to depend on others, because they will betray you every time. They will let you down every time. The toxic ones, of course. So I just decided to create my own dream on my own terms. And that's the main reason. That's the real reason. And I love it here. And the fact that I love moving my house around, decorating, doing all of these things, these are things that make me happy. So to think that I'm not safe, and this is why I say in a lot of my videos, I am not beefing with anybody. Nobody that I know of on planet Earth. If there is some girl drama or envy going on, it's all like, you know, it's like a one-sided thing. But I can't pinpoint one person that I have an issue with, that I have a problem with, that would want to hurt me. So that's why I say, if anything ever happens to me, you guys know who did it. I've already talked to my family about this. I'm giving them the address, the phone number, the social security number. I have his, he has mine as well. And this is how he's able to do a lot of the stalking and the just abuse, because we did live in the same home and we did some business deals that required those personal documents. And again, looking back, if I knew then what I know now, never. And this is one of the reasons I share this stuff, because you guys need to know. You can be a regular person, or you can be a content creator, or you can be a celebrity. These people are real, and they are all the same. They're evil, they're vindictive, they're demonic, and they're just psychopathic. So if you're in a situation where you have leverage and you have control, walk away as soon as possible. For me, and for everybody, the red flags are always there. I saw the red flags from day one, even from chatting with me. This is someone who targeted me a very long time ago at a very young age. Maybe he saw something in me that I didn't see, because like I said, this was a family friend. This is someone who has known me for a while. And this is someone who, especially for someone like me who has been on the internet for a while, he has stalked me on the internet for a long time. He has studied me, and he jumped right in when I was in a vulnerable position, and that's how he got me. So these people are watching. They are evil geniuses, as I like to call them. They know what they're doing. You might be completely innocent. You might be naive to the situation, but they're out there and they're watching. If you get into a situation where you start to see the red flags, please pay attention to them. Please pay attention to them. Because if I had paid attention to the red flags and made a move like I should have, I honestly would not be in this situation. It wouldn't have gone more than a week. Literally more than the week. The first week this guy and I started talking, he asked me for $1,500 to buy his mom a car. I have the text messages. If you guys want more receipt, I can post that. That's the difference between him and I, where he was just posting these videos, making accusations, allegations, and all of those things with no concrete receipts. Whereas for me, if I ever come and say something, before I speak on something, I have to have receipt, because I know that the internet has a way of coming back, okay? That first week, this dude asked me for $1,500 to buy his mom a car. That should have been the biggest red flag. But as I told you guys, this was at the peak of my career. He put me in a position where he knew my finances, because he came around as a family friend, as a financial advisor. So he would ask me tricky questions like, oh, you should invest in this. You should do this. Or how much did you pay for this? How much do you have saved up? How much this? S&P, Roth IRA, whatever. All of the investment accounts and this and that. But in doing that, he'll put it in there in some sneaky way to know exactly how much I have in my bank account, to know how much I have saved up, to know how much I was bringing in on a monthly basis. He knew all of this information, unfortunately. And I never thought him and I would even date. Like I posted that video. This was someone who kept coming around with like a big brother type mentality. I'm here for you. I care about you and I want to help you out. So I gave away some of those information stupidly, not knowing that it will come back to haunt me later. So when I was in that vulnerable position, needing someone to really talk to, and this guy was such a handy person, he was there right on time, ready to talk, ready to encourage, ready to just be there for me. I diverged a lot of those information. And first week of us officially dating, he asked me for $1,500. At this point, I knew that he knew how much, which by the way, all this money I talk about, I don't have any of it. It's invested or it was lost in that process. And the lawyer fees, if I tell you how much I'm paying for a lawyer on a monthly basis, you will literally cry for me. You will literally cry for me. And I can ask my lawyer if it's even legal to share this information, because I don't want to get, the last thing I want to do is get in trouble, especially with another lawyer, okay? But yeah, I can ask my lawyer if it's okay for me to share, because again, I love receipts, like visual, actual receipts. If I share this with you, you would literally cry for me. Every single penny I'm making now, half of it goes to my mortgage, my daughter's expenses, my mom, my family. The other half goes to lawyer fees. I put this on everything I love. The other half goes to lawyer fees every single month for the last going on 3 years. So putting me in that position, knowing how much I had saved up at that time, and him asking me for such a, I guess, cause, it's my mom, she's struggling, she has a job but doesn't have a ride. Can you please lend me $1,500 so I can buy her this car? I promise I'll pay you back. If I knew then what I know now, I would have nipped it in the bud right there. But I went ahead and gave it. It gave me an ick. I remember when he asked me that, it gave me an ick. But I brushed it off and I said, okay, he's in need. I'm in the position to help, especially because it's his mother. So let me go ahead and do that. I did it. And it just went downhill from there. Every time after that, the amount got bigger and bigger and bigger, to the point where I was up to here. When I walked away from this dude, we have a contract. Besides the thousands of dollars that I paid and spent and wasted, we have a contract of $98,000 that he owes me. I decided to move away, cut my losses, and walk away. That money could change my life. I could buy a whole village. I could build my orphanage that I've always wanted to build, my women's, battered women foundation. Like, I could do so much of the things that I've always dreamt of doing with that money. Not only that, it has gotten worse than that, because now that money is going to lawyer fees. And the unfortunate, realest part of a court case is that it's 50-50. You can have a lot of evidence. You can have all the evidence in the world. And I learned this the hard way. It's 50-50. One party can win or the other party can win. I learned this during the domestic violence case, where there is an actual police report. Everything is detailed in that police report of what happened that night. All this dude had to do was hire a lawyer. I had a lawyer too, but it was a state appointed lawyer, because again, I was not the one who filed the case. It was the state against him. So they appointed me a lawyer. How much work and how much research she did, it was all up to her. It was also a jury trial. So those people are regular people off the streets that don't know anything about law, don't know anything about cases. They go by emotions. So all he had to do was hire a lawyer, coach his kids to lie, and then lie very well himself. And that's all it took for the jury to say, dismiss. So I was painted out as, Jesus Christ, I can't even talk about that, but that's the situation I find myself in. What I want you guys to do for me is, like I said, I'm fighting back. The 2 current cases I have sued back, so I'm fighting back. The days of me just ignoring it, hopefully he'll go away, it's not working. None of that is working. The days of me just letting him post and just have these crazy narratives of me, none of that is working either. So I decided to talk. So I'm taking a new direction. So what I want you guys to do is let me know. Would you move away? Would you sell your home and move away again? Or would you stay and fight? Like, what would you do? I literally don't know. I'm usually quick on my feet. I can make my decision. I've called myself a smart person, a smart woman, but a lot of this stuff has messed with me in a way that I don't even know anymore. I'm still fighting and I'm still resilient and I'm still trying to survive, but sometimes I just can't. So that's where I find myself, y'all. Comment down below, should I move or should I stay? And I know that there's laws against things like that. You know, he can't show up to my house, especially if I'm able to get a restraining order. He's not allowed to show up to my house. I have the right to stand my grounds, protect myself, protect my family, and all of that, right? Which is one of the reasons he's going through the court system, to basically just stalk me and make me uncomfortable in his head or whatever. So that part I'm not afraid of. I'm afraid of the person in here, how mental they are and could be, because I've seen it firsthand. And so, yeah, that's my question. These are the things I'm dealing with. I'll come back and talk to you guys about a lot of this stuff more as it develops. A lot of the court cases I can't really talk about, but I did mention before that there is one of the many lawsuits that my lawyer sent me the recording, because that case was thrown out in the worst, most embarrassing way for him possible. And she has, because I explained to her that he tends to record every single court hearing and he'll post it on the internet and he'll remix it and edit it to make me sound crazy, to make me sound guilty and things like that. And she was like, nah, not on my watch. So she was able to get her connection and things like that. She said, if he's going to record, I'm going to record too, because there's 100% chance that he recorded that case. The only reason it didn't end up on the internet was because of how it turned out for him. So she recorded it and she sent it to me. When she heard the story and she met the guy, she was like, oh my God, what a JA. So yeah, she recorded it and she sent it to me. So I have that. It's about, I think it's about 27 minutes long. So if I'm going to post that, I have to figure out, and I have her go ahead to post it. I have to figure out how to do it because it's just a recording. Maybe I'll do it as a voiceover, or you guys can give me an idea of how to do it if you guys want to hear it. Or again, you can go sign up for my membership and I can make those videos specifically for my members, because again, I know a lot of you guys don't like to hear this stuff on my main channel. Yeah, but that's where I am. And I also want to let you guys know that this is not going to consume my channel. I'm going to go back to posting my regular content as usual. It's not going to consume my channel. It's not going to be a permanent part of my channel, but I'm going to put it in here and there so you guys can know what's going on and keep you guys posted. Because again, at this point, I don't know. I just don't know. So anyway, comment your thoughts down below. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.